Isekai is my favorite genre when it comes to anime. Watching a character go from our world to a world unlike ours is so entertaining to watch. Getting to experience the world, the different races, magic systems, societies, and stories through stunning visuals is a dream come true. Sword Art Online was my very first isekai anime, so it holds a special place in my heart. And although the first season wasn't all that good, there are way worse isekais out there. Let me say that I know there are people out there that enjoy these animes, and that's fine. But these are just my reasons why I don't like them. If you agree, that's fine. If you disagree, that's also fine. This video is just to voice my problems with the isekai genre. Okay, so first up, my isekai life, I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. This is painfully boring. It is so generic, I couldn't even get past the first two episodes, and the main character is not even a character. Next is the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. It had an interesting setup, but instead of locking in and creating what could be one of the greatest isekai, they made one of the most forgettable isekai anime I have ever watched. There are a lot of isekais out there that fall into the wasted potential category, and I'm Quitting Heroing is at the top. It had such an interesting premise. What happens when a hero becomes so strong people begin to fear them and start seeing them as a monster? That sounds awesome. I was so ready to binge this. But it just flatlined. It did nothing with such a cool premise. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. This is nothing but garbage, honestly. Not worth watching. Not worth anyone's time. Not just talking about this anime, but in general. I don't like when they mention or involve slavery in their stories and they try to give commentary on it by having the MC state how they're not cool with it, and then that's it. They don't even steal the slaves, they buy the slaves, actively contributing to it, and they don't even try to stop them either. You think that's a good thing? The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in the world. Forgettable. Next, the aristocrat's otherworldly adventure serving gods who go too far. An anime can be funny and still tell a good story. Unfortunately, this is not one of those. Also falls into the wasted potential category. The title made me think that this was some gritty and dark story about an otherworlder aristocrat going against the gods he serves because they've gone too far. That would have gone crazy. But instead, we got this. Don't get me wrong, it's still funny, but it's just disappointing. Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Time falls under the wish fulfillment category. And I used to be a fan of this category when I was younger. But as I grew up and matured, I realized that wish fulfillment tropes aren't everything in life. There are way better animes out there that actually tell an engaging story and not just exist for me to just insert myself in the character's shoes because, it's not good for your mental health, honestly. Am I actually the strongest? It's a comedy focused anime, which isn't bad, but it doesn't go anywhere. The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy, interesting concept, doesn't feel like it was going anywhere. Isekai Chi Magician, generic and forgettable. Tales of Wedding Rings, this anime actually made me angry. The MC is so boring and the story isn't even any better. Waste of brain cells. Trust me, there are more, but I think you get the point. Isekai is an oversaturated genre, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when majority of the animes aren't good, that makes it a bad thing. And I've already said the isekais that I think are good in my other video, so I'm just going to talk about my biggest problems with the genre. One of my biggest problems with isekai is that most of them feel like they're not going anywhere. I don't acknowledge 12 episodes as a reason because there are animes out there that do feel like they're going somewhere with just 12 episodes. Afroeta from Commonplace to World's Strongest is an excellent example. There are others, but I just think this one is a really good anime. It feels like you're watching a well planned out story, and at the end of the season, they're set up for season 2. My next problem is nonsensical harems. Harems can make sense if written properly. An MC just collecting women like Pokemon cards and treating them like accessories is just so wrong. And I don't even know any good ones at the top of my head right now. And one anime in particular was so boring with the way the MC got a harem, it made me so mad. The Tale of Wedding Rings. In my opinion, it's probably worse than any other generic anime I've watched. Well, except for the smartphone anime. I can't believe that got a season 2. Next is MCs being OP for no reason. Like when a character dies and gets reincarnated or gets transported to another world and is instantly overpowered with no explanation. Now for this one, there are animes out there that can get a pass, most likely because the story is good or them being OP is a part of the comedy. But some make it so hard to disregard because the MCs are so powerful, literally nothing is a threat. If you're wondering what kind of explanation I look for, it'll probably be something like when the MC is given power by a higher power, trains to become powerful, levels up, inherits power. Basically, it just has to have a reason, and the reason has to make sense why they're OP. The Isekai genre feels like it's never going to progress as a whole. Almost all of them do the same thing with the same things. Luckily, we do get some isekai that deviate from the norm and actually tell an engaging and entertaining story with interesting characters. And I don't need to like an anime to give it its flowers. For example, I watched ReZero. I didn't really like it. I think it's not for me, but I can see why people like it and have it in their top 10. Same can be said for Konosuba. There are a lot of things wrong with the isekai genre, but these are just some things that bother me. And if you want to, you can say what bothers you about the genre in the comments, and also say whether you agree or not. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Man, I just hope that we can get more isekai with more effort and substance placed into it.